My fellow Guyanese, I'm Dr. Shamdeo, Chief Medical Officer, and I wish to thank you for joining me for today's COVID-19 update. We applaud the residents of Region Number 8 and their efforts in putting measures in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19 as this disease continues to ravage the neighboring country, Brazil. Region 8 remains free of this disease, and we at the Ministry of Public Health will continue to work with you to maintain this status. Thank you, Dr. Chrisana Abdul, RHO of Upper Pataro, Upper Superuni, Region Number 8. Today continues with our hinterland update. We have with us Dr. Stephen Shifun, Regional Health Officer from Region Number 1, the Barima-Waini region. Dr. Shifun.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Stephen Shifun, Regional Health Officer of the Barima-Waini region, offering updates on COVID-19 as it relates to this region. We have 3 confirmed cases, out of which 1 patient has recovered and 1 patient has died. The other patient is in institutional isolation. We have conducted 27 tests so far throughout all of our sub-districts, and some we are awaiting results. Our region has isolation facilities at Baramita, Matthews Ridge, Port Kaituma, Mabaruma, Maruka, as in Kamaka, Santa Rosa, Quibana, and Waramuri. We continue to do screening at all of our screening points. These screening points are the airstrip and the 1 legal seaport, which is at Morowana on the Venezuelan border. All illegal screening points has been identified, and we continue to screen persons that pass there on a daily basis. All of the information are submitted to our information department, and we do a daily tally. This tally helps us to trace every person that enters the region. Our hospitals continue to be sanitized on an hourly basis on high traffic areas, and 3 times a day the entire hospital is sprayed with 1 in 10 bleach solution, and sometimes alcohol is used. All wet markets throughout Mabaruma and Matakai, and I am advised that in Maruka also, these wet markets are sanitized. We've also begun the sanitation exercise at schools and all public buildings. This is to ensure that you are safe at all times. We have days that we appear on the media to ensure that you are staying safe and adhering to physical distancing. We hope and pray that the Creator will give us the wisdom and the power to fight COVID-19, and we ask that everybody adhere to the guidelines set out by the Ministry of Public Health and the National COVID Task Force, because you staying safe is ensuring that the entire community stays safe.
Thank you, Dr. Shifun. Fellow Guyanese, you have just heard of the challenges that Region Number 1 is facing in its effort to keep the residents safe from contracting the coronavirus disease. You may have already heard of the ministry's growing concern for this region, especially as there is a continuous movement of persons in and out of the region, which makes residents extremely vulnerable to the spread of COVID-19. So residents of Region 1, and particularly our miners, I plead with you to take extra care and adhere to the guidelines for mining in order to protect your family and your friends. Please report if you have information on non-nationals entering your region, especially now that the borders are closed. The non-official crossings are adding to the burden of surveillance. We continue to plead with residents to call the hotline if you present any sign or symptoms consistent with the coronavirus disease. We have received reports of acts of discrimination in some of the sub-districts. We ask in this crisis that instead of shunning your fellow citizens, that you use this opportunity to come together as one and be tolerant. Residents of the communities in Region 1, the worst scenario will be your refusal to cooperate with the medical authority and the guidelines. This fight is for everyone, and so I ask you to act responsibly. If a death occurs, then you should support the bereaved family. If someone recovers, you should reach out and give your total support. This brings me to testing procedures and the use of our mobile units. As you know, in order to effectively uncover those who would have come in contact with a confirmed case, the Ministry of Public Health has instituted 2 permanent sites in Region Number 4. Region Number 6, the site is set up and running at Port Morant, and in Region Number 10, the Upper Demerara Hospital, that's the Wismar Hospital, is ready. So we encourage you to utilize this service that is available in your region. Please don't let it go to waste. Another aspect that I wish to touch on is our sample collection. I understand that this process is somewhat uncomfortable. However, we beg you to cooperate despite the discomfort. You will appreciate that if the process is not performed accurately and the sample is insufficient, we can have the wrong result. So we ask all of you to give the testing team your full cooperation. Now for the global report. Globally, the statistics according to WHO are as follows. Total number of cases is 5,488,825 with 349,095 deaths. In the region of the Americas, the total number of cases is 2,495,924 with 145,810 deaths. The situation in Guyana is as follows. As of today, our COVID-19 deaths remain at 11, but the number of confirmed cases have climbed to 150. To date, the total number of persons tested is 1,559, with the total number of negative cases being 1,409. We currently have 67 persons that have recovered, 72 active cases in institutional isolation, 2 patients in the COVID ICU, and 11 persons in institutional quarantine. As you know, our frontline workers have been working beyond the call of duty to ensure the safety and well-being of all of us. So I encourage you to tune in via e-networks, The Voice of Guyana, and on Facebook on Sunday, the 31st of May, 2020, from 7:30 to 9 p.m. to a virtual concert, Standing Together, One Guyana. Being hosted by the Pan American Health Organization, Guyana office in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health in solidarity with our frontline workers. Guyanese, we are a resilient nation, and this resilience was built on the wisdom, those who came before us. Let us take a page out of their book and act wisely. Let us invest in those who will come after us by adhering to the guidance provided to us. Stay home, stay safe. I thank you.